If I could go back and change one thing about myself, I wouldn't become smarter. I wouldn't become more disciplined. I would become more stubborn. Because the truth is, most people don't fail because they lack of discipline, they lack of talent. They fail because they quit too early. But what I'm about to show you might sound wrong at first, but if you actually understand it, it will completely change the way how you see success. Let's get it. This video will show you why being stubborn is one of the most underrated traits you can have, and how it is secretly behind almost every successful person you look up to. If you have ever felt like you're too much stubborn, too locked in, this might be the one thing you should never change. But at the end, I will show you the exact shift that change stubbornness from weakness into something that makes you unstoppable. Growing up, you probably heard this a lot. Teachers said it, your parents said it, people around you said it, and slowly you start believing that it is a bad thing. What do? You start doubting yourself. You start listening to other people than to yourself, and without even realizing it, you lose the one thing that could have made you different, that could have made you successful. You need to use your unfair advantage. Being stubborn is your unfair advantage. So use it, man. Because here is the part nobody tells you. The same trait that makes you difficult is the exact trait that makes you dangerous in the right direction. Being stubborn doesn't mean that you're closed-minded. It means when you decide something, it matters, bro. You don't move. You don't fold under pressure. You don't switch paths because someone told you. You want to prove it that you're right. And in the world where everyone quits because things were too hard, that alone puts you ahead. Think about it. Every single person who achieved something big had a moment where everyone would have stopped, but they didn't. Not because they had more motivation. No, man. But because they refused to let go. That is stubbornness. But here is where it gets interesting. Because stubbornness can also destroy you. And this is where people get it wrong. There is a difference between being stubborn and being blindly stubborn. And if you don't understand this difference, you will either quit too early or stay stuck forever. So, which one are you? But you might be thinking, how can I be blindly stubborn? Man, wait, and I will explain this to you. There was a point where I almost stopped. Nothing was working, no results, no applause, nothing. But the logical thing was, just quit. Try another thing. But something in me just refused. Not because I had proof, not because I knew that it would work, but because I decided to. I'm not leaving until it works. I will prove it to you that I'm right. And shit like this. I told myself these things and I told them to other people because I was stubborn. I wanted to prove them wrong. And that decision changed everything, not instantly, but slowly. Because once you stop giving yourself the option to quit, you start figuring things out, why it works. Here is why stubborn people win in a long term. Because most people rely on motivation, they rely on discipline, on consistency. Fuck that, man. Because stubborn people rely on identity. They don't say, I will try. They say, this is who I am. And when something becomes your identity, that's why someone stubborn will keep going. He will push harder, stay when it's uncomfortable, and over time that compounds. The practical shift. So here is the shift you need, man. Don't be stubborn about your ego. Be stubborn about your direction, about your decisions, meaning be flexible in how you do things, but unbreakable in where you are going. Listen to feedback, listen to advices, but don't let it decide for you. Try different strategies. Live in the third person mode, but don't change your goal every week, man. That is controlled stubbornness. That's the power, man. So the next time someone tells you, stop being so stubborn, understand what they actually mean. Be easier to control, because they are trying to tell you you're changing, you're doing something that they are scared of. Oh, it's raining as fuck outside. Oh. If you want an average life, you should listen. But if you want to build something real, then maybe the thing they told you to fix is the thing that you need to double down on. Because at the end of the day, the people who win aren't always the talented. They are the ones who simply refuse to quit. And that's not luck, that's stubbornness. If this changed how you see stubborn people or yourself, watch the next video, because it might be the one that makes you actually act. Hope you clicked on the sub button, bitch.